This article concerns the banknotes of the New Zealand dollar history. Banknotes of the New Zealand dollar have mostly been issued by the Reserve Bank. Consequently, the numbering of RB banknote issues commences from the pre-dollar pound issues. So the first dollar issue is the fourth issue of banknotes by the Reserve Bank. First and second issues, pre-decimal prior to the 10th of July 1967, the New Zealand pound, using the pound sound system, was the main currency of New Zealand. Since 1934, banknotes of the New Zealand pound were issued by the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, and came in denominations of tens, £1, £5, £10, and £50, and the 100 note, which is extremely rare. Third issue, decimalisation of the New Zealand currency occurred on the 10th of July 1967, when the New Zealand pound was replaced by the New Zealand dollar at a rate of £1 to $2. On the same day, new decimal banknotes were introduced to replace the existing pound banknotes in denominations of $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, and $100. These first decimal banknotes all featured a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen of New Zealand, on the obverse. The reverse featured a native New Zealand bird on a native New Zealand plant. The color scheme on all but the $5 note remained the same on equivalent pound and dollar notes to ease the transition. Fourth issue. The second issue of New Zealand dollar banknotes occurred around 1978 to 1980, but officially done at 1981, when the Reserve Bank changed the printer from De La Rue to Bradbury, Wilkinson and Amp Co. The new notes had a different design from the first decimal currency issue. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was updated, and she now faced forward rather than to the left. It was based upon a photograph by Peter Grushin, with the Queen wearing Grand Duchess Vladimir's tiara and Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee necklace. The $50 note was introduced in 1988 to fill the long gap between the $20 and the $100 notes. $1 and $2 notes were discontinued in 1991 and replaced by gold-colored coins. Requests for a donation, e.g., for admission, often now say "gold coin please." A commemorative $200 note was introduced in 1990 to commemorate 150 years of the Treaty of Waitangi. Fifth issue. In 1991, the existing $1 and $2 notes were withdrawn in spite of people complaints, and all the other banknotes were redesigned. The new series featured notable New Zealanders on the obverse, with the exception of the $20 note, which still featured the Queen, while the reverse sides were redesigned to incorporate a natural New Zealand scene, with a native New Zealand bird in the foreground. The Queen replaced Captain Cook as the image for the watermark. A notable feature of the new series was the inclusion of the portrait of Sir Edmund Hillary on the obverse of the $5 note. Hillary was one of the few living non-heads of state to ever feature on a banknote in the world, and this remained true until his death on the 11th of January 2008. The banknote redesign was supposedly needed because when the Reserve Bank Governor Don Brash told the existing printer that the bank proposed to put the printing of banknotes out to tender, the firm said that they owned the copyright on the plates. Apparently, when we went to decimal currency in 1967, somebody in the treasury of the Reserve Bank had signed away the copyright of the New Zealand banknotes to a company in Whangarei in perpetuity. So the only way out of a hopeless bargaining position was to redesign the banknotes. The Whangarei firm was a subsidiary of a British company, and after going out to tender, the same Whangarei company won. But this time the price per note was substantially less. Sixth issue. In 1999, New Zealand changed from paper banknotes to polymer banknotes. The change increased the life of the banknotes fourfold, and also allowed new and improved security features to prevent counterfeiting. The overall design of the notes remained unchanged, albeit for slight modifications for the new security features. Around 1999-2000, a commemorative $10 note was issued for the new millennium. Seventh issue, 2015 onwards. In July 2011, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand announced a new issue of banknotes will be released for circulation from 2015. The new issue will use the same basic designs as the 5th and 6th note issues, but the overall look will be refreshed and the security features will be upgraded. The new banknote designs were finally revealed in a ceremony on the 20th of November 2014. The new Type $5 and AMP $10 notes will be released in October 2015, and the $20, $50, and $100 notes will be released in April 2016. Both the older 1999 to 2014 and the new issues will be legal tender. Security features. New Zealand's banknotes incorporate many security features to prevent counterfeiting. The use of polymer makes the current series of banknotes very difficult and expensive to counterfeit due to the vast array of security features. Some of the security features are: there are two transparent windows in the note. The transparent window on the center right side is oval-shaped and contains the denomination of the currency embossed in the transparent section. The transparent window on the left-hand side is in the shape of a curved fern leaf. There is a curved fern leaf directly above the transparent fern on both sides of the note. When held up to a light source, the fern on one side should match perfectly with the fern on the other side. When the note is held up to a light source, a watermark image of Queen Elizabeth II should be seen in the area to the left of the transparent oval. When running your finger across the note, you should be able to feel the raised printing. Tiny microprinted letters reading RBNZ should be visible with a magnifying glass in the bottom right of the note. The images on the note should appear sharp and well defined, not fuzzy and washed out. The serial number of the note should be printed both horizontally and vertically on the note, and both numbers should be the same. Under ultraviolet light, the note should appear dull, except for a patch on the front showing the denomination of the note that glows under UV light. The note should feel plastic, not paper. The note should be very difficult to tear without the aid of scissors. However, once a rip is initiated, the note should tear very easily. The first two numerals of the serial number represent the year of printing. The Reserve Bank governor's signature in the top left corner should match the governor in office at time of printing. Donald T. Brash for notes. Printed 1999 to 2002. Alan Bollard for notes, printed 2003 to 2012, and Graham Wheeler from 2013 onwards.